Today modern science knows that there seems to be something beyond, so now they're saying your logic won't get you there, so they're inventing something called as fuzzy logic. But still it's not enough because still you're trapped in your own setups, because it's physics.
Dark matter is not antimatter either. The unique gamma rays produced when antimatter annihilates with matter are not observed in the universe, ruling out antimatter as dark matter, not large black holes. The dark matter cannot be attributed to large galaxy-sized black holes because the observed frequency of gravitational lensing events is insufficient to account for the required 27% dark matter contribution. In essence, dark matter remains a profound mystery characterized by its enigmatic properties and resistance.
What has a physical structure and what does not have a physical structure? We started exploring all these things. But the fundamental of our science or the pursuit of our science is called as physics. Physics is the only real science, rest is all offshoots of that. So when you say physics, you have clearly stated you only want to study that which is physical. This is a folly. This is the biggest mistake we've made.
What is dark matter and what is dark energy? Before we get into the details, let's first watch Sadhguru's video.
You said many times Shiva means that which is not. Then again there is Adiyogi, Adiyogi, the Shiva who lived in Kailash, who lived in Kasi. What is that like? What is that which is not, and what is this Shiva whom you talk as Adiyogi?
See, Shiva means that which is not. When we say that which is not, we are talking about a dimension which is not physical in nature. Because our perception, our sense perception is such that we can only perceive that which is physical. See, right now you can see my hand because it's stopping light. You can't see the air because it's not stopping light. Though the air that you breathe right now is more vital to your life than my hand, isn't it? But you can see this, you can't see that. In other words, our senses are geared to see only what is required for our survival process. Anything more than that if you want to see, you need a certain enhancement of perception. So entire yogic system is enhancement of this perception. Yoga is not a philosophy, it is not an ideology, it's not something that you believe in or disbelieve in. It is something that you use to enhance your perception, to sharpen your perception in such a way you can see things that you're not seeing right now. You can hear things that you're not hearing right now. See, right now, the meteorological department is saying, day after tomorrow it's going to rain. You look and see, does your eyes say that? No, it doesn't. But I'm telling you, there are many birds and animals here which all know that day after tomorrow it's going to rain. Ants know it's going to rain day after tomorrow, but you don't know. Why?
They are probably experiencing something different.
Is it a fact in the evolutionary process, as human beings, we have the most evolved neurological system, yes? But they know and we do not know, simply because most human beings have burdened themselves with too much thought and too much emotion. They have not learned this fundamental, how to handle their thought and how to handle their emotion. So our own intelligence has become an impediment, that we don't even see things that an ant sees or an elephant sees or a tiger sees or even a dog sees. If you can't find out something, you bring dogs to find out today, isn't it? Because they seem to smell it out better, they seem to know things better than you. Because of that, we created instruments. Because we have an intelligence which is of a certain kind and which is still new to us, if in evolutionary scale it's still new to us. Because of this, we came up with tools, mechanisms, instruments. So we can't see up there what is there, so we put a telescope. Now, meteorological department is not run by the ants, it is run by human beings. They themselves cannot see, but they made instruments which will see. Yes? The ants may be able to see by themselves for their survival. We are not able to see because there is too much thought and emotion going on. But now we came up with instruments which will see for us, which will hear for us, which will tell us things which we ourselves are not able to do. So in this entire process, what is visible and what is not visible, what has a physical structure and what does not have a physical structure, we started exploring all these things. But the fundamental of our science or the pursuit of our science is called as physics. Physics is the only real science, rest is all offshoots of that. So when you say physics, you have clearly stated you only want to study that which is physical. This is a folly. This is the biggest mistake we've made. Now we are saying, only if it's physical, it can be studied and it exists. Anything that is not physical does not exist. Is it a fact that your physical body is an accumulation? Over a period of time you accumulate it. So, if only this is real, you as a person, you as a life is not real. This is what we're stating. I'm saying this is where the fundamental flaw is. So, Shiva means that which is not. So, we are talking about, in some way, accessing that which is not physical or which is not in the purview of so-called physics or the modern science as we're talking about it. Today, modern science knows that there seems to be something beyond, so now they're saying your logic won't get you there, so they're inventing something called as fuzzy logic. But still it's not enough because still you're trapped in your own setups, because it's physics. You are only willing to accept the physical as reality. That means your very life is not a reality. The life that you are is not a reality, only your body is reality. So we have developed an entire culture based on this. When you say Shiva, in a way, you're transcending that limitation of cultural limitations, scientific limitations, the mindset limitations that people have. Then where did he come from? If you grasped certain things and you got a certificate, you have grasped certain aspects of human body, we will tell you, oh, she's doctor. So how did you become a doctor? Because you perceived something. So now, a yogi came, he never bothered to introduce himself. So we call him the first yogi. Adiyogi means the first yogi, because he never told us his name. Then somebody said, but he's Shiva, because he's grasped that which is not. Because he's grasped that which is not, we also call him Shiva. So, right now, in the popular culture, he is Shiva, but in the spiritual culture, he is Adiyogi. Because for us, he is a yogi, that's why we are interested in him. Because he experienced that which is not, we also call him Shiva. Now, if you look here, the male members of the people who are sitting here, more than 70% of them, their names are some expression of Shiva. Have they realized something? Have they seen that which is not? No. But they are capable. So we know they are potential Shiva. So we call them also Shiva. We may even name our dog Shiva, okay? We don't think it's an offense. Because a dog does not know that which is not. A dog is not a yogi. The dog is not going to realize either in his life, but we know he also comes from the same source. As I came, as you came, he also comes from the same source. So we don't think it's a improper thing to call our dog also yoga. Some people are getting very offended that I said this. They can get offended because I don't think maybe they use the word dog as a derogatory term. I don't think there's anything derogatory about being a dog. Most people trust a dog more than the human beings So as far as I'm concerned, I can even call a grasshopper Shiva, and I do. If I see a tree, I say Shiva. If I see a rock, I say Shiva. If I just look into the empty sky, I say Shiva. If I see moon, I say Shiva. If I see star, I say Shiva. So, are these rocks going to realize that they're Shiva? No. They may not realize, but I have realized. That's a big difference.
In the early 1990s, there was a general consensus regarding the fate of the universe expansion. It was believed that the universe might have enough energy density to eventually halt its expansion and contract, or it could have such a low energy density that it would continue expanding indefinitely. However, it was widely accepted that gravity would invariably exert a deceleration influence on this expansion over time. Although this deceleration hasn't been observed, it was a fundamental theoretical assumption that the universe expansion should slow down. This expectation was based on the fact that the universe is filled with matter and gravity's attractive force naturally pulls all matter together. Then in 1998, the Hubble Space Telescope conducted observations of extremely distant supernovae. These observations revealed a surprising revelation. The universe in the distant past was actually expanding at a slower rate than it is today. This discovery indicated that the expansion of the universe wasn't slowing down as a result of gravity, as previously believed, but rather it was accelerating. This unexpected finding caught everyone off guard, and no one had a clear explanation for it. Nonetheless, it was evident that something was causing this unexpected acceleration. Over time, theorists proposed three potential explanations to account for this unexpected cosmic acceleration. One possibility was that it could link to a previous abandoned aspect of Einstein's theory of gravity, which included a parameter known as a cosmological constant. Another idea suggested the existence of an unusual type of energy fluid permeating space. Alternatively, it was considered that there might be a fundamental flaw in Einstein's theory of gravity, and a new theory might incorporate a field responsible for driving this cosmic acceleration. While the definitive answer remains elusive, theorists have coined a term for this enigmatic force: dark energy. Dark energy at its core remains shrouded in uncertainty and is a profound cosmic enigma. Our understanding of it is primarily based on how it influences the expansion of universe, as it exerts an unexplained force driving this expansion. Apart from its role in cosmic acceleration, dark energy remains largely a mystery. However, its significance is undeniable. Astonishingly, dark energy accounts for approximately 68% of universe composition. Dark matter constitutes around 27% of the universe. The remaining portion, which encompasses everything on Earth, everything everywhere observed with our instruments, and all normal matter, accounts to less than 5% of the universe. In light of this, perhaps the term normal matter should be reconsidered, given its minuscule share of the cosmic landscape. The core of dark matter presents a perplexing challenge that defies easy explanation. The image illustrates the distribution of dark matter galaxies and hot gas within the central region of the merging galaxy cluster Abell 520, which poses a potential obstacle to fundamental dark matter theories. Another attempt to understanding the source of cosmic energy involves the quantum theory of matter. According to this theory, so-called empty space is in fact teeming with transient particles that continually manifest and then vanish. However, when physicists sought to calculate the amount of energy such particles would impart to empty space, the result was dramatically erroneous, an astonishing 10120 times too large. This discrepancy is incredibly challenging to reconcile, deepening the mystery. A different conjecture regarding dark energy posits that it is a novel form of dynamic energy, a fluid or a field that permeates all of space. This hypothetical substance exerts an effect on the universe expansion that opposes that of regular matter and energy. Some scientists have termed this mysterious entity quintessence, referring the fifth element of ancient Greek philosophy. Even if quintessence were the solution, its properties, interactions, and the reason for its existence remain elusive, sustaining the enigma. The final possibility is that Albert Einstein's theory of gravity is flawed. Such a revelation would not only influence the universe's expansion but also impact the behavior of normal matter within galaxies and galaxy clusters. This opens the possibility of scrutinizing the dark energy problem through observations of how galaxies cluster together. However, should it turn out that a new theory of gravity is required, it raises questions about the nature of its theory. It would need to accurately describe the motion of celestial bodies within the solar system that Einstein's theory currently does, while simultaneously offering the different predictions required for understanding the universe. Several candidate theories exist, but none are particularly compelling at this point, adding to the ongoing mystery. Dark matter, an elusive cosmic component, remains a topic of greater certainty about what it is not than what it actually is. Here are some key insights into dark matter. Dark and invisible. Dark matter does not emit or interact with light, rendering it invisible and dark in the sense that it doesn't manifest as stars or planets. Its presence is not detectable through traditional means of observation, not normal matter. It is distinct from ordinary or normal matter composed of particles known as baryons. Dark matter isn't comprised of these baryonic particles, which can be detected through their absorption of passing radiation, not antimatter. Dark matter is not antimatter either. The unique gamma rays produced when antimatter annihilates with matter are not observed in the universe, ruling out antimatter as dark matter, not large black holes. The dark matter cannot be attributed to large galaxy-sized black holes because the observed frequency of gravitational lensing events is insufficient to account for the required 27% dark matter contribution. In essence, dark matter remains a profound mystery characterized by its enigmatic properties and resistance to standard detection methods. As for the prospect of solving the dark energy mystery in the next 10 years, while it's difficult to predict with certainty, ongoing efforts and upcoming projects such as Rubin Observatory and Nancy Grace Roman Telescope aim to provide valuable insights into dark energy's nature and evolution, are expected to aid in unraveling the mysteries of dark energy, which constitutes a substantial portion of the universe. Despite the universe's expansion driven by dark energy, objects like our coffee mugs and commutes remain unaffected because gravity, which governs the behavior of gravitationally bound systems, overpowers dark energy at smaller scales. Dark energy predominantly influences the universe on a grand scale, observable through the acceleration of galaxy and cosmic objects separated by vast distances. This influence is analogous to blowing up a balloon, where dark energy represents the expanding force and gravity. The greater the cosmic distances, the more rapidly objects recede from each other due to dark energy's expansion effect. The role of dark matter is critical in this context. It acts to preserve the structural integrity of galaxies by countering the expansive effect of dark energy. Despite the similar names, dark energy and dark matter are not believed to be related, except for some surface level similarities, and are often collectively referred to as the dark universe.